capital offences such as murders and rape spiraling out of control across the country, fears are emerging that Uganda's criminal justice system continues to fall prey to manipulation by a few culprits who are purporting to be juveniles to escape tough sentences, NTV has learned. Article 257(1) of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995, and Section 2 of the Children Act defines a child to mean a person under the age of 18 years, and Section 88 of the Children Act, Cap 59, provides that the minimum age of criminal responsibility shall be 12 years. This requires that before one is charged with an offence, it must be proven that the offender has attained 18 years to avoid placing children before criminal justice systems meant for adults.
Why I'm receiving a child?
According to a probation officer at Naguru Remand Home, Mary Chomgisa, she says that isolated cases of this nature have been reported.
I've seen it happen, though it's not very common. Someone on physical look, it may confuse maybe a doctor, I think. But we have seen after another re-examination, you find this person is an adult.
The case of Elias Ejoku, a Nup leading candidate for the Soroti mayoral race, who was attacked by assailants and later died in May 2022, is instructive of this predicament, as the veritable question of age was put to a litmus test. When the police surgeon examined two suspects, Asuman Sali and Hussein Chibidango, his investigation showed that the duo was 21 and 19 years, respectively.
Yes, there are those smart ones also who know that because of their body size they can use the excuse. They are more than 18, or they are 18, they claim they are less than 18.
So on appearing before the judge, they realized the judge and the complainant was also saying these are not children, they are men. So without noise making, so to ease the tension, the judge ordered us, because they were all here, and gave us a court order which we took to Mulago Referral Hospital, and they were proven to be adults.
However, another medical examination by Dr. A.S. Chiwanuka, a Mulago Hospital radiologist, whose results were released on 14th December 2022, indicated that both suspects were below the age of 18 years. According to Section 104A1 of the Children Act, a death sentence shall not be pronounced on or recorded against a person convicted of an offence punishable by death if it appears to the court that at the time when the offence was committed, the convicted person was below the age of 18 years. Murder under Sections 188 and 189 of the Penal Code is a capital offence punishable by death, but as a result of the report by Dr. Chiwanuka, the Nakawa High Court in 2023 sentenced the two suspects to 3 years in prison on the premise that they were minors at the time the crime was committed. This case bears parallels with the case of Paul Sendagire, a serial offender who was involved in a spate of robberies in 2017, including one where he was a suspect in the robbery of Davis Kasozi on the Entebbe Expressway, and another involving a former teacher at Kampala International School who lost $100,000 at his home in Munyonyo, Kampala. On 25th March 2018, former Nakawa MP Michael Kabaziguruka was robbed by Sendagire of money and household property after his dog was poisoned. Sendagire was subsequently charged and taken to Luzira prisons. A source reveals that human rights activists claim that he was not 18 years. They ordered that as a minor, he should be transferred to Naguru Remand Home in Kampala, though some sources claim that he was born in 1984, which made him 34 years at the time he committed the offences. With his mastery at daring robberies, Sendagire, with the aid of another habitual criminal, only known as Baka, also transferred from Luzira prison purportedly as a minor in September 2018, escaped from Naguru Remand Home after breaking through the ceiling and scaling the wall.
You hear them, my boss, my boss. There's a boss behind what they are doing. Among them, there was also one who also was taken to Kitari also on confession of the parent. But for him, on appearance, he looks like 14. He was short, small, looking young. The parent says he's 19. We all were shocked. On the form, he was 16. And even on appearance, you look at him, he was 16.
The Births and Deaths Registration Act makes it compulsory for every child to be registered at birth, and there is a national directive requiring all citizens aged 16 years and above to register for national identity cards. Birth certificates and national ID cards are important because they provide conclusive proof of age, but as a result of a poor culture of births registration in Uganda, it's not easy to determine the age of a child, and yet this is crucial in determining how a child should be dealt with by the justice system.
Our biodata, especially on the national ID, sometimes extracting it from those who have it is so hard. If we had one synchronized system, it would be easy. Click one button and then it gives you the details about Baine. But now sometimes the details of Baine in NIRA are not the same details that we have.
Where the age of an accused person or victim is in doubt and the person has no birth certificate or national ID, there are administrative guidelines in regard to determining age. The police may rely on documentary evidence to prove the age of the child to their satisfaction, or the testimony of the father or mother to the child, or the testimony obtained from members of the community where the child lives. Criminal justice agencies such as the police, DPP, and the courts make use of other means of verifying age, such as the evidence from immunization cards, school records, and baptism certificates. Medical evidence can as well be relied upon to prove age. Medical professionals look at the teeth and may x-ray bones to estimate the age of a person. Such evidence can be used as corroborative evidence but might not be conclusive on its own, as Dr. Deborah Babidie of Kampala Imaging Center explains.
Factors that can affect growth of these bones. Things like if a person is on some medication, some steroids, these stimulate bone growth, or if the person is malnourished and they not got enough nutrients like the calcium, so there can be some delays. So because of those factors, at times it's very hard for you to come to a particular age, an accurate age for that person. So we still maintain it that it's an estimate.
Upon arrest by the police, the suspect's age is established by the investigating officer, typically by superficial observation. This approximate age is documented in Part A of Police Form 24, also referred to as the medical examination of persons accused of serious crime. It is then verified through a physical examination by a police surgeon who is a licensed medical personnel in service of the police. This information is also documented in Part B of the Police Form 24. Chomigisha, the probation officer in charge of Naguru Remand Home, explains the import of Police Form 24.
We are supposed to deal with the children between 12 years to 17. So when a child doesn't have that Form 24, it doesn't qualify, it may not qualify, even if he's young. I need to know his health status. I need to know the exact age. I need to know whether he met a doctor before he came here. And it's very important to us. It informs us the health of the child. And if truly we are receiving a child qualified by the medical personnel.
Given the significance of Police Form 24, what happens when it is disputed? During the Elias Ejoku case, for mention in 2022, the two suspects, Sally and Chibidango, claimed that they were juveniles, suggesting that the police surgeon erred in his assessment. Calling into question the information documented in Police Form 24, subsequently, an order was issued to have them examined to establish their age. Chomgisha recounts the case.
That case was here. There were 3 boys involved in a murder case. One was brought here immediately as a juvenile. The 2 were at Ruzira Upper Prison. And they later, I think, realized they were not children. Upon their own request and informing court, I think, they were ordered to be checked, re-examined. Upon the re-examination, they were found to be below 18 years. And then the court ordered they be brought at Naguru.
Dr. Babidi, a radiologist, explains how such discrepancies arise.
There are many factors that can affect that. One could be the technique. If the person taking the radiograph didn't take it so well, for example, the factors that they used did not demonstrate the bone so well, you can cause an error and then you misinterpret, thinking that maybe it's fused or not fused and it's not well demonstrated. But also, experience now also comes in, experience and training.
Dr. Babidi further argues that the discrepancies between medical reports could be attributed to the rigor with which the examination was conducted. She says though it is not common, there is a slim chance of unethical practice.